My gallery, in partnership with SHVO, brought 12 bronze sculptures by Max Ernst, one of the pioneers of surrealism, right here in the Redwood Park next to San Francisco's iconic Transamerica pyramid. This exhibition is Max's first solo presentation in California since 1992, and it is the first time this suite of sculptures has ever been exhibited together. We can now look back at Max's entire body of work. Max Ernst, as many of you may know, was one of the foremost leaders of the Surrealist and Dada movements in pre-World War II Paris. And by 1938, he and the pioneering artist Leonora Carrington had become romantically involved. And as political tensions were brewing in the capital, Leonora and Max decided to leave Paris for a house in the idyllic village of Saint-Martin-d'Ardèche in the south of France. These sculptures are casts of three-dimensional works that Max created in 1938 and 39 when he and Leonora transformed their rural house into a total work of art, embedding a complex three-dimensional series of sculptures into the fabric of their home. Walls, stairways, and windows were canvases for their unbounded imaginations. In September 1939, Max was arrested by the French government after being designated an undesirable foreigner. And although he was able to leave the internment camp with the help of his fellow surrealists, he would be arrested again in May 1940, this time by the Gestapo. He managed to escape and ultimately made his way to the United States, where he would meet Dorothea Tanning, who became his wife, as well as a groundbreaking artist in her own right. Max returned ultimately to Saint-Martin-d'Ardèche again after the war with the intention of casting those three-dimensional works embedded in his old house. However, he died in 1976, and it was his widow, the artist Dorothea Tanning, who worked with his family and the historic Parisian foundry Sous Frères to produce this series of bronze casts in 1990 through 1992. The insignia of this foundry is visible on each and every sculpture, along with Max's signature, and a note that this is the edition 1 of 8, the edition belonging originally to Tanning herself. To celebrate this installation of these sculptures, we hosted a very special conversation between Max's grandson, Eric Ernst, and Claudia Schmuckley, the chief curator of modern and contemporary art at the Fine Arts Museums of San Francisco.
I think you would find this to be a very refreshingly unique context. His fascination with nature and with the mysteries that it provides was something that fit within the context of surrealism.
It's really exciting to have this work here at this very particular moment in time because of what that actually means for the times that we are living in, and how can this work made in 38, 39 speak somehow also to the current moment. And that's why I'm really excited to be here.
When curating this exhibition, we aimed to playfully have a little fun and reflect some of the original placements and functions of these sculptures. In La Plap Allée, one can see how Max fixed his creations into the very foundations of the house. The sloping angle of this work is a result of it having been located on the exterior pilaster that supported the wall of the house. La Plap Allée is among the first works visitors to the house would have seen, which is appropriate, as Lop Lop was a sort of bird-like hybrid creature that acted as an alter ego for Max, who was long obsessed with birds. We placed this bust of Lop Lop on an elevated walkway that overlooks the park, as if it were Max himself gazing out on this menagerie of his own creation. The largest, and at nearly 2,800 pounds, heaviest of the 12 sculptures is Sphinx et Sirène, which casts a dramatic and imposing figure at one of the entrances to the park. This pair, we think is likely a surrogate for Max and Leonora, initially stood on the wall that enclosed the side garden of their house. Though the original is now lost, its presence dominates contemporaneous photography taken by the great Lee Miller, in whose photos the mermaid's head is still intact. A separate bronze cast was made of just the Sphinx's head, and this creature reveals the influence on Max from the artist Leonore Fini, for whom the Sphinx was a banner of ambiguous femininity and the enigmatic powers of androgyny, themes that course through many of these works. Max used found objects to decorate and enhance many of the original sculptures. In this playful, ethnologically inspired mask, he used a skive to give the impression of a swooping tongue. Meanwhile, in sculptures like La Nuit Hurle and Génie de la Cheminée, which he carved into a single wall, Max added pitchforks to crown the heads of these figures. Many of these works incorporated protective imagery in their symbolic programs. L'Entrée des Fantômes, or the Entry of the Ghosts, one of my favorites, is composed of two busts and clenched in the mouth, or the beak, of the upper figure appears to be a fish or perhaps a water snake. This detail of a creature triumphant over an animal with harmful connotations is repeated multiple times in the artwork adorning this house, insisting on the protective qualities with which he imbued his iconographic program, a way of dominating the landscape and its threats. Of all the sculptures Max created while living in Saint-Martin d'Ardèche, none is more representative of his time living with Leonora than La Femme et Demi-Tête. This profound artistic exchange that occurred between Max and Leonora during the years they lived together would influence both of their careers. It is possible to see such later pieces as Leonora's celebrated wood sculpture La Grande Dame as a spiritual descendant of this mighty work. This sculpture was the only piece from the series conceived for the interior of the house, where it surprised visitors from a corner of the living room. And appropriately, we placed it inside the lobby of Transamerica Pyramid Center, the only one not here in the Redwood Park. My gallery's partnership with SHVO and the Transamerica Pyramid Center, along with the support of the Ernst and Dorothea Tanning Estates, has allowed us to present one of art history's great untold stories of resilience and creativity. These sculptures represent one of the last remnants of the European avant-garde before this generation of artists relocated, often in exile, to the Americas, which is a core theme of my gallery's program. These works stand as enduring relics of this key era of Max's practice and life, as well as testaments to a period of profound social and political tumult. These sculptures exemplify the provocative, witty, and defiant spirit that cemented him as a towering force of the Surrealist movement and one of the most significant figures in 20th century art.